everybody, welcome back to another video. I'm Purple Elephant Gaming here, and today I'm playing for the first time Stick War 3. So, Stick War games, I've never actually played them on my channel before, but I'm personally a pretty big fan of them. I think they're really cool games. They're definitely within my genre, I guess. They are like a semi-tower defense-ish type game. They're kind of odd. They're very unique. There's been quite a few of them. I've never actually played the official ones. I've only ever played Stick War Legacy before, if you guys know that game. But Stick War 3 is officially out in beta mode. It's not actually out, it's in beta, but it's available enough so I can play it. There is eventually going to be some sort of campaign, but currently it is just a, versus, which is still kind of cool. It's a cool game. This might just be a one-off random video, but I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do today, and I downloaded this game a few days ago. I played it a few times. It seemed pretty cool. So we're here. So first things first is we gotta build our army, and then we'll probably do a game or two. So I've only played 2 games, so I really don't know that much. My knowledge is that these blue guys at the top are the basic units. They each do different things. They have different abilities, costs, stats, and things like that. And also seems to have some sort of, description. I'm pretty sure the only ones that make a difference are, Chaos versus Order, but I don't really know. And then you have these purple ones, which are spells, so you spend crystal/mana to temporarily activate these spells, which do various things. Then you got these red things, which you basically just put them in, and they're a permanent buff. They just automatically apply. At the top here, I should have mentioned this first, you have 8 slots. You can fill those with any order of things. You can have just miners, which are these things, by the way. The miners are what mine the crystals and / or the gold, which is what you use to buy everything. Basically, everything has a cost, as you can see here pretty clearly. Miners are how you get it. You could have just miners and a ton of other things. You could just have a ton of buffs, and the miner would have a lot of buffs, maybe. But generally don't want to do that. So yeah, these are various buffs. They do different things. They're kind of like passive, sort of. Then you have these, which are upgrades. These are things that you can upgrade. Generally, I think there's normally 3 tiers of them. Or some of them say levels, some of them don't say levels. This one says levels, and this one's levels, and then the others are levels. But you buy them, unlike these red things, like basic red, diamonds, I guess. These you have to buy first, and then their effect starts applying. These are like champions. They're like super special, powerful boss units, but they're really expensive. And for whatever reason, this dude doesn't have a cool picture, even though all the others do. I feel kind of bad for him. He just looks like a basic Spearton, which is this dude. No, he doesn't. He looks special. He just looks less special. Anyway, so there's these, bosses, and then there's these special powers, which I believe you can't have 2 of them, is their deal. Yeah, only 1 mythic allowed. These are called mythics. These are, extra special, powerful ones. And yeah, so we should probably just get into a game here pretty quickly, but I do want to make a quick build here. I'm going to use Vampirism, because the only other options are Fire Arrows, special abilities. You can control 1 unit, which you'll see in a bit. And this just gives them buffs, and then ice arrows. Both are kind of cool, but vampirism's pretty basic. I don't think I'm going to do for a general for the time being, just going to try to keep this basic. I'm going to go for the miner power-up, because miners are cool, and I want to make lots of money. I'm going to go for, and beyond that, I'm just going to go for some basic units. So we start off with archers, sword wrath, and the miners. Slave miners don't really look that good. I don't really know what the goal of them is. I'm going to try to go with a basic build that you would generally do in, traditional stick fight, at least that I am aware of. And I'm going to see how well this works. Boop, spawn a dead at your enemy's front line for every spell you cast. That's not that great. And none of these are all that great, and I don't really know what else to do. So we have 1 more slot here. I'm just going to go for enemy units will respawn as dead if they die poisoned. Deads have 20% more health. I don't think that's that helpful. Let's just go for... I really can't think of anything here. Let's try on a spell, because I haven't actually used any spells yet. Cure and heal all light-friendly units by 100 for 8 seconds. I believe that's almost all of my units, I believe they're all light. Most of them are light. I don't know if all of them are, but pretty much all of them are light. Let's get started. Let's find a battle. This might take a while. Hopefully it won't, but it definitely might. But really, hopefully this is going to make a lot more sense once we actually get started in a battle, which hopefully will happen pretty quickly. Because it is a fairly basic concept, but it's kind of hard to explain, and I hope I've done a good job, but I don't really know. So let's just get started. So yeah, this is our build. I'm going to start by building some miners. You can control units if you want. The miners, you can decide if they're going to mine some gold or some crystal. I'm not going to control them for the time being. But you can decide if they're mining gold or crystal, which is obviously used for different things. My personal goal is probably to get one sword wrath out here pretty quickly to capture this middle point. As you can see, it sort of goes dark about here. And once it goes dark, you can't see what's actually going on. But if you capture the middle point, you can see farther. And also, it generates gold and crystals for you, which is pretty darn helpful. At which point, obviously, it makes a lot more money over time. So my goal here is probably just to upgrade my miner so I can get lots of resources, capture the middle pretty quickly, and then see what's going to happen from there. So I believe I can press this once, and this is the attack button, defense, and like fortify. You can send your units into the back, at which point they will heal, and a certain number of like castle archers will come out. So I believe he's only going to go to the statue point, correct? I am correct. So we capture this thing. We'll see it start generating money for us. I believe it tells the other player if they've captured it or when they captured it. So we start getting money, and then we can see a little bit closer to their base. Oh, and they're immediately attacking me. This is the situation that I don't like. This isn't very good. And I don't have enough crystals. And I do now. Okay, so we need to attack. I have a spirit in. I'm going to try to fight them quickly. I'm going to do a bad job, but hey, I will try my best. So yeah, basically that really sucked. I need to get my Spiriton out here, who I just summoned, and he probably needs a reinforcement, so I'm going to send out some Sword Wraths. I haven't really played with these units very much. I haven't really played much of this game, as I mentioned. But this is the basic concept. You get gold, you get crystal, you work on building an army. There is like a unit cap of 60, as you'll see there. It's pretty important. It's not like crucial to anything, but it does have a pretty big impact on stuff. And yeah, you keep on going, you get slightly stronger, you build up your army, and you see if you can win. Personally, I'm not feeling all too great right now. It kind of looks like we're gonna lose, which would be pretty bad. Though they don't actually look like they're attacking, so I feel like I'm personally gonna go back to defense. It sucks that they captured the crystal, but my goal is probably gonna be to max out Miner and then try to go for a ton of these, the Magical. What they do is they actually summon various knights, which is pretty helpful. But for that, I'm going to need to switch a few more of my miners to crystals, and I'm also going to go for 2 more miners here, because I feel like that makes the most sense. But yeah, hopefully, we can actually win this match. Oh my god, that's a lot of something. But yeah, hopefully we'll be able to win this match. Yes, I don't really know what else to say. Gold, it seems you get 100 per max. Crystals, you only get 50. So you really do need a lot of crystal miners for every gold miner. It kind of sucks, but that's just sort of how the game works. I need more crystals. And eventually, as you'll see, our resource piles get depleted. So eventually, you just straight up run out of resources. And once that happens, your units, your miners will actually try to go to the other side. And when they try to do that, they generally don't make it, because people have armies. But yeah, so as you can see, there is a lot of strategy involved in this game. I'm not very good at it, because, again, haven't played very much. Okay, even more crystals. Not enough. We need more crystals. I want to get a match kill. There we go. As you can see, we can upgrade, upgrade. We can, like, summon or build an upgrade as well as the unit. And I think miners are an exception, but you can't. Certain units you can't have at the same time. I think it's, like, depending on their class, but I'm not really sure. There's certain types of things you can build at the same time as each other, and other things you have to wait. Like, the archer, we have to wait for the sword wrath to be summoned. I don't really know why. I just know it's a thing. Also, it looks like we may have finally at least semi-evened out the gold thing. I'm going to summon one more, or switch one more dude to crystals, at which point I think I'm probably good. I don't actually know if I can have more than 2 miners at a crystal at one time anyway, so I might already be maxed out in that end. But yeah, Magic Guild is pretty powerful. They're pretty cool. They were really good in Sick War Legacy, so I'm just going to hope they're good. I've only ever actually played. I don't think I've ever used any of these units in any of the games I played of this game so far. And like any of the matches, so yeah, this is interesting for me. I get to try on a bit of a new strategy. We'll go for one more Magical, and then Magical and like Spiritons I think are a good combo, because what Magical do is they have ranged explosion attacks, which are like area damage, which is pretty rare in this game, and then they have, and then what they have is, essentially, they summon like 2 minions each, so 2 like slightly weaker versions of Sword Wraths, but they keep summoning them. So with Spiritons, which are these like tanky strong units, obviously, as you've seen so far, with that you can have a collection of summons, as well as the explosions in the background, and then the Spiritons can stay in the front and tank a little bit. So my goal would be to max out my army to 60. Personally, that's usually how I like to play this game. I don't really like rushing strats, even though they're probably more efficient. I don't really know how to play them, so I kind of like seeing if I can get the better army in the long run, which I don't really know if I'm that good at that, or if this is a good strategy for that. That's just what I like to do. So, I think we actually finally have too many crystals to gold, if that was possible. Enemies activate the center tower build speed bonus, so apparently you also get a build speed bonus for that at a certain point in the match. I think there is some, like, timer of some sort in the background. Okay, a few more of these need to be gold. I'm just going to switch one off for the time being. Nah, I'm going to switch two. We can have a few less crystals for the time being. I kind of want to see if we can try a charge attack right now. I don't know if it's going to work, but let's see, Magic Hills and Knights, how big is their army here? It's just a lot of, oh, it's archers and zombies. We're dead. We're so... I have very little faith in this strategy. Maybe I should have more faith, but I definitely don't. They have a stupid amount of archers. I don't think I have any ranged units, which I don't really like that as an overall thing. That's not very good, in my opinion. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to lose. Could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's the case, because my Magical can't keep it up. Oh, actually, the Magical can attack ranged units. I did not know that. That is not something I was aware of. Yeah, I did not know that was a feature. That's actually super helpful. I'm going to activate a mass heal here, because that's actually super useful for the wizards in the back here, the Magical, because they obviously get to heal up while I summon my stronger units in, because they do have like 4 or 5 of them now, so they're able to summon a lot, and it seems we have, for the most part, won, but I need to charge, because if I don't charge, I'm never going to kill these ranged units, and they're just going to slowly pick off my army, so I think this is a chance to take victory. The Magicals work pretty well. They seem to focus mostly on these ranged units, which I think are called Eclipsors, and they sort of lost. Ooh, right, I forgot about that. Wait, no, what am I talking about? Why do they have a red archer? Why is there an enemy archer walking right next to all my units, and why is he golden? Oh, okay, so I think this is one of the, like, generals, the, like, leader archer that I beat, and then he, like, walks back in shame. Also, we're finally on the actual boss, so that's kind of cool. My wizards aren't dead. For a second, I look back here, and I'm like, my wizards are gone. But no, they are not. This actually worked out really, really well, and we seem to have won, which is just awesome. I was not really expecting a victory this easily, or honestly this fast, but this is pretty cool. That went pretty well. So hopefully, that was a pretty good introductory game for you guys. You got to see a little bit. You can rewind, which is kind of cool. So you can, like, look over the match and fast forward, which I think is really awesome. You get to see me control my units, and I can see what this dude was doing. Whoever this guy is, or whatever. We get to see them building their strategy and setting up their units and all that stuff. So yeah, it's pretty cool. This is a cool feature. I kind of like that it's a thing. I believe I can leave with this. Yes, equipped. Okay, so that was pretty cool. I think what I want to do is do this one more time, but I think I want to try a bit of a different strategy. So I'll see you guys in a second when I have a bit of a build that I'm happy with. Okay, so I think I'm good here. It's only been like 30 seconds, but I have a build. This is similar-ish to what I tried on my own. So I really have no cheap units here. I have Spiriton, Giant, and the Magical, which are like the most expensive units in the game. To somewhat compensate that, I took the Vault of Prudence, which is one of the like power-ups you can choose. You earn 10% interest for every 15 seconds when you have more than 1,000 gold, which is pretty good. Basically, you make a ton of gold. You start with a bit extra gold, so that's pretty helpful. I went for the Giant upgrade and Giant, so there's going to be pretty good late game. So really, I just need to survive and hope I'm able to survive, which hopefully I can do. I have no speed units, though, so and no spells, so if I get rushed, I'm kind of dead. And since I have no healing, if my, if my Magical get attacked, I'm also kind of doomed. It's so weird seeing only 4 units. I feel like that's honestly the best, though. I feel like the upgrades and special skills are really strong. Again, I say with, like, 3 gains total. But no, honestly, I think this is a really fun game. I hope you guys think this is kind of cool, too. Definitely leave a comment saying your opinion of the game. Feel free to try it out. Again, it's Stick War 3. But yeah, definitely feel free to try the game out for yourself. I believe it's on Apple and Android. I don't know if it's anywhere else. I think it's also on PC, but I'm not positive. It might only be on mobile. I'm not really sure. Ooh, I believe this is an NPC. And when I say I believe, I mean I'm almost positive this is an NPC. So I believe 1 is automatically put on Crystal. No. I'm going to want 1 on Crystal just so I can get my Magical up as soon as possible. But I believe we just went against some, like, gamer dude, it looked like. You could see there, his icon. I'm pretty sure in Stick War Legacy, which I think is made by the same developers, it's a, like, mobile Stick War game, I believe he was, like, there was a tournament in it where you versed against, like, AI, and he was, like, the lead AI. He was, like, oh, he's super strong, which is really cool. but that's actually, I think, who that character's based on, which I find really interesting. Also, minor boost already. I think what I'm going to try to do is get one Spirited out as soon as possible to see if I can, again, take the middle, because taking the middle is pretty darn important, and it's pretty helpful. His statue is way cooler than mine. There is, like, collectibles you can get, so you can, like, change your statue and stuff like that, which I think is really cool. But I don't really have any of it. You get it from playing the game in general, and I think there's also, like, in-app purchases and stuff for gems, but it's just cosmetics right now, which is hopefully what it's going to stay. So that'd be pretty good. Okay, I definitely need another crystal. I already have 2 crystals. Well, then never mind. Maybe I just need more miners. Miners come and go. We need more. And, I still probably want a 3rd crystal. 3 crystals I think is perfect for now. Because I need all these upgrades. I need the magical anyways. I do need a lot of crystal. My goal overall is now that I have the Spiriton, I'm going to send him on attack.
Forward.
They just say forward. I didn't know that. So now my goal will probably be to save up gold and gems as I work on the miner upgrade, so the gold can be self-sufficient with interest, which I think is pretty easy to get. Also, capture the middle, which is pretty great. A Spiriton is much more threatening than a Sword Rat. It doesn't look like I just rushed the middle, it looks like I actually have some degree of a build. Because Spiriton are like 3 times as powerful, which kind of makes sense. They're also like 3 times as expensive, but that's pretty great. So yeah, gold, gonna save that up. Crystals too. Just something I'm going to be saving up. I do think I'm going to switch back to just 2 crystal miners, which I think is what I have now. Pretty sure. We are about to reach 1,000 gold, so you'll see our interest actually shows up in the bottom of the chest there, 103 so far. But in the next cycle, it's going to be that much higher, and after we max out all of our upgrades, we're going to be able to start spamming, like, giants plus the wizard kill or magic kill and all that stuff, and it's hopefully going to be a pretty darn powerful strategy. Already we have 1,800 gold and our interest is just going up. We'll go for the 3rd minor tier, and then I'll probably start buying magical as soon as I can, since I don't believe you can have 2 upgrades going at the same... Oh no, you can have 2 upgrades going at the same time, never mind. I'm still definitely going the long haul strategy. That is just what works best with my build. And once I reach, I'd say like 3,000-ish gold, I'm probably going to start going for giants since they take a while to be summoned. So yeah, this is actually going really perfectly. Having the center point here and plus this, like, gold power-up, it allows me to get a lot of gold and gems really quickly, which means I can amass a giant army really quickly, which is really darn powerful. Okay, so giant has been summoned. We're still working on the upgrades. I'm not sure if I did that a little too early. They do take, like, 15 to 30 seconds to build, so I do get a lot of money back, and it's not like I'm not making gold right now, so I'm not exactly disappointed with it. But we'll see. I think I have a pretty good balance here. I think my gold should be mostly self-sufficient at this point. But I definitely need some more crystals, so temporarily I think I might need some more. But the minor upgrade, the last one's just done, so we get a boost to literally everything. I'm going to turn 2 more of these back on crystal now that we have the interest piling up. And then now that I have a decent army, they're just going to keep coming up here. And my defense for the center, like my hold over the center tower, I think is going to be that much better, which is pretty great. Yeah, we got our first wizard. Or magic hill, we can keep upgrading the stature, the giant buffs. I think I'm going to wait a little bit longer this time to get the next giant, just to be safe. This is the 2nd giant upgrade, there's 3 total that I think just increase health, but that's still definitely pretty helpful. Okay, I think at this point I'm probably good to go for the giant. This is really great. I really like this gold power-up. As you can see, it makes you a ton of gold. But it does mean my build is kind of weak in the sense that I really don't have that many units to choose from. So he's out of gold, I think, because he produced too many miners, I guess. Because a miner just, went over to try to mine our stuff. And obviously my giant and magical and all that stuff were like, no, there is absolutely no way that's happening. But it's still kind of cool looking to see. Yeah, so this is probably going to be a bit of a slower start. I'm going to see you guys in like a few minutes, I guess, when we actually have either our army closer to being full, or something actually is happening, so he's attacking me, or I'm attacking him, or whatever. So I'm going to wait for that. Oh, okay, so I'm being attacked. Time to attack. I'm back. I was totally paying attention. He's going with an army of archers. This is the situation where I'm like, yeah, I need to just grab my giant if I can manage to click on them, which I'm clearly doing a bad job of. Giant control, move forward, and just attack the archers. Because this is the big issue here, is that there's a ton of archers here that are going to destroy my team, plus the magic kill, but I can send my giant forward here and try to kill them as soon as possible. I also spent a lot of my gold, which probably wasn't smart. I sort of gave up on the whole interest thing. Again, probably not a very smart decision, and it didn't go all that well. But my army's actually full, something I did not realize, and it looks like we probably won, because I have, like, 3 giants. They're mostly injured, but I still have 3 giants. I have all 4 magical, and I have, like, 5 or 6, giants. And it looks like I have ended the game. So I actually think this is a real person. I could be wrong. It's hard to tell. They said, like, sneak attack, which I don't think is, like, a game feature. Okay, this is dumb. Like, this is the point where I'm like, Unit AI, you guys really suck. They have a bunch of archers. I'm going to force them to make sure they can't attack me until I've destroyed the base. Which means I need to summon my next giant, but what are you gonna do? Giant, go forward, kill the stupid archers so he can't kill me before I actually destroy the base. AI sometimes is very dumb, which is why I need to do this and summon my giants to win. That was actually a really awesome battle. Hey, I have the magic hill thing, which is pretty cool. Let's actually see what was their strategy here, just as I end off here, because that's probably it for today. I do definitely want to know you guys' opinions on this game, if you guys like it, if you don't like it, if you want to see more of it or not. I'm more than happy with this just being a spin-off video or one-time thing, but I'm also interested to doing this more if you guys want to see it. I think there's an issue. Looks like there's an issue. Okay, so back to the opening intro. There was some weird things there, and it did not let me see that, and it basically crashed my game, which kind of sucks. But yeah, no, definitely let me know your guys' opinions of this game. If you did enjoy it, definitely give it a like as well. Consider subscribing, being awesome, and enjoy yourselves. This is a cool game. I'd be interested in trying this again, especially if it gets updated, so I want to know your guys' thoughts on this. And yeah, have a wonderful day. I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye!